All right, guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Mallikarjun here. All right, today again, I'm gonna be here with one more exciting topic. That pretty much gonna be like continuation to the my previous topic. So in my previous topic, we covered complete understanding of my CDBs and PDBs, backups. Now I'm gonna use those backups. We're gonna show you various methods or various ways to restore your container database and pluggable database, right? This is what we covered here. So CDBs and PDBs backup. So backup of your container database, backup of your root container database, backup of your CDB root database, and backup of your pluggable databases. And then there are various methods, backup of your table spaces of a PDB, with the various methods with connecting to your container database, backup of multiple PDBs, multiple table spaces, and then backup of your table spaces belong to your CDB, and then backup of your data files of a PDB, backup of data files of a CDB. Everything we are covered over there, and also we covered about arclog backup of your CDB. Right. So, and then everything is posted in our blog as well, malik034blogspot.com, and you can pretty much refer all those commands and output logs, everything were mentioned over there. Right. So in this today's session, I'm going to purely talk about the restore. So whatever backup we had, so we're going to talk about similar CDBs and PDBs recovery. Right. Let's go into my lab here. Yeah, this is my lab here. PSIFNEF grep SMON CDBDB, which is running with Oracle user. Jump onto that Oracle user now. So set the environment .inv .inv. Oh my God. Okay. .inv. Set your environment variable. Verify the environment variable. env pipeline capital Vara. So your SID Oracle base Oracle home. Everything is set here. Right. So if I connect to my database RMAN target slash, if I do show all, and then that's going to be my RMAN settings. And then if I do list backup, there are so many backup we took on our last session, right? You can see 37 backup sets. So various backups we have taken of various my PDBs backup, my CDBs backup, my arclog backup, control file, SP file backup. Everything was listed out here, right? What I'm going to show you here. First thing is the container database CDB or the complete or full recovery. So you're going to connect to RMAN, you're going to run shutdown immediate. So if your database is not shut down, you're going to shut down your container database, and then you're going to do startup mount, and then you're going to do restore database, recover database, and alter database open. So this particular restore method is going to use the latest backup whatever available, and it will do entire database restore and recover, right? Uh, it's a pretty straightforward. Nothing special about this. And then going to, this is what your full complete restore and recovery of your entire container database, including all the PDBs and CDBs inside that, right? And then going to the next, root container complete or full recovery. Root container, it's going to be only your root container database. So you're going to shut down your database, the container database, and start up mount your container database. Restore database root, right? So that is going to be your just a root database restore. And then recover database of root, that is just a root container database recover. And then alter database open, right? So this is other method of the root container recovery. And then recovery of your pluggable database. So target, you're going to connect to your container database, CDB database, and then you're going to run this run alter pluggable database PDB1. In my case, I have PDB1 and PDB2, PDB1 and then PDB2. I'm going to close my PDB1 and PDB2, and then restore pluggable database PDB1 and PDB2, PDB1, and then restore my PDB2, and then recover pluggable database PDB1 again, PDB1, PDB2, right? And then alter pluggable database PDB1 and then PDB2, right? So it's going to be open here. So this is your pluggable database restore, multiple pluggable database restore. And then This one you're going to connect to your container database and you're going to restore your pluggable database. Whereas there is other method, like you can directly connect to your PDB1 here, and then you can create this particular Malik user identified by that Malik password, and you're gonna grant some privileges to that Malik user, like create session PDB DBA SysDBA to Malik, and then after that I'm gonna connect to my PDB directly. RMAN target Malik at the PDB1. So I'm gonna connect to my PDB1 database directly. After that, I'm gonna either you can connect with Malik user or you can connect with the sys user, and then you can do a restore database and recover database. Right? You can see here, right? What I'm going to do once I connect either Malik user or the sys user, I'm gonna shut down my PDB. It's gonna shut down only that PDB. It's gonna restore database, recover database. It's gonna same normal command, but it's gonna restore your PDB because you're gonna connect it with to PDB here, right? And then the next one is you're gonna connect back. You're gonna same thing. You're gonna do it for PDB2 as well. PDB2, and then you're gonna connect create the user, and then you're gonna connect to PDB2 directly, either Malik user or your sys user, and then gonna do shut down that PDB, restore database, recover database, and start up. That's it, right? Simple commands. And then tablespace recovery also same thing. You're gonna connect to your PDB1. Right, let's change it here. So we're gonna quickly start the demo in a minute. Please stand by on that. PDB1, you're gonna run that alter tablespace offline, restore tablespace, recover tablespace, and make it online. And the data file recovery, connect to your PDB1 again, run, like you can recover your data file offline, make it offline, recover data files, restore database, recover database, and then make it online. Right, so that's one more like new feature we'll talk in a minute. Right, let's start from the I'll take this new feature later onwards, but we'll start it from the bottom so that it'll be the easiest way to demonstrate this one. Right, we'll start from the database recovery. Let's go back and then let's check it out our data files here. Describe db underscore data underscore files, right? And then I'm going to do select. I'm going to do set pages 1000 lines 1000 show PDBs. I think this is going to be continuation to the previous backups whatever I covered. So I strongly recommend you to go to YouTube and search for Malik034 and then watch my previous session. That will be like complete understanding of my PDBs and CDBs backups, so that once you understand about the backup, so this recovery concept will be very easy. Right, so the first scenario what I'm going to cover, the data file recovery of your PDB or your CDB, whatever it is, you can do it. What I'm going to do now, right, so these are my all PDBs. Select your file ID, comma, file name from db underscore data underscore files, right? So these are your CDB data files, and then alter session set container equal to PDB1. So I'm going to run, I'm now inside my PDB1 here, right? So I'm going to run the same command, right? These are my PDB1 data files. I'm going to reset the session to my PDB2. I'm going to run the same command. These are my PDB2 data files. So I'm going to just take one user data files. I'm going to restore that one. That is my first demo here. Data file recovery of PDB. So PDB level I'm going to demonstrate. So I'm going to connect to my PDB. I'm going to take one data file offline. So PDB1. So I'm going to connect to my PDB1. So my PDB1 alter sessions at PDB1. So these are my PDB1 data files. So I'm just going to take this user data file, that is 12. I'm going to put it over here, 12, make it offline, and then restore that 12 data file, recover that 12 data file, and then make it online. Right, so I'm going to connect to my RMAN using this command here. RMAN target sys at the PDB1. Right, so connect to your PDB1 here, CDB followed by your PDB1. So connect it to your PDB. So you can just simply run this one run command, or else you can run one by one. So I'm just going to run this command here offline. So data file is offline, and then restore your data file. So it is going to read the latest backup, whatever available, and then it has restored, and then it has also read your this backup piece which is available. You can see the backup piece, fast recovery area, and CDB and then backup set. This is your backup set, whatever it is reading here. So ending with 9G9Y. So using that G9Y backup piece, it has restored your user data file here, right? So successfully restored, and then go ahead and then do recover of your data file 12. So it is going to read all the whatever the archlogs available, and then it's gonna recover your data file. Once the data file recovery done, it's gonna do make it online. Right, that's done. So that is kind of data file recovery of your PDB level. So same thing, I'm going to talk about data file recovery of my CDB, data file recovery of CDB. So that's also one of the thing, right? Like now I can just take the same commands instead of PDB. I'll just make it as CDB. I'm going to connect to my CDB, and then I'm going to restore the same data file. So what same data file in the sense, the same user data file. So this is my CDB container database. So user data files, I'm just going to pick that one. That is data file number 7. So I'm going to restore that data file number 7 here. Same command, no changes at all. Only data file name, you're going to change it 7, make it offline, restore data file 7, recover data file 7, and then make it online. Right. So let's connect that one. Just exit from here. RMAN target equal to sys@CDB DB. RMAN targets list CDBDB. Enter the password. I think it's the wrong password I entered. Let's enter the correct password. All right, so connected to CDBDB, not a PDB, it's connected to CDB. So I'm going to do the same thing. Either you can run everything in one shot, or you can run one command at a time. So data file 7 offline, done, and then restore data file 7. You can see how it is reading this particular latest backup piece, and it has restored your user data file. And then recover data file 7. So whatever I'm doing, it's all online. So there's no need of any downtime here, because these are not a critical data files, right? And then it has read all the archlogs. It has applied all the archlogs. Recovery done. Alter data file 7 online. Done. So that is your CDB level data file restore and PDB level data file restore. Both are going to be same command, same steps. Only thing is you are going to replace the data file ID. Data file ID is going to be unique across your CDBs and PDBs. That's what we discussed in our backup class as well, right? Right. So that's a quick demonstration on my data file recovery. This is a non-critical data file, right? If it's a system or SysBACK, there's a different story, right? So that's a data file recovery of your PDBs and CDBs. Now tablespace recovery of my, I'll do tablespace recovery of PDB first, and then later we can do tablespace recovery of my CDB. Right, same thing. I'm gonna connect to my PDB here. Commands are straightforward. Same command, RMAN target sys@PDB1. So you can enter the password. You're gonna connect to your CDB followed by your PDB, right? So that is connected to PDB now here. So you can same thing run in the block, alter tablespace users offline, make the user tablespace offline, restore tablespace users, recover tablespace users, alter tablespace users online. So everything you can run it in one shot, or you can do it one at a time. So I'm just gonna do it one shot, everything, so that you can see the difference here. Right, it has statement processed. Okay, it's going fast here. Statement process, that's bringing user tablespace offline, and then this is your restore tablespace. That is the same user data files associated to that tablespace, and then recover that tablespace here, and then statement process, that making that tablespace back online, right? So same thing goes to your CDB as well. So I'm just gonna make the same command. Instead of your PDB, you're gonna do CDB DB, and then so it's going to be your CDB. Right. Again, can do the same thing, user tablespace at your CDB level. I'm just going to do it here. Again, I'm going to run this everything in one shot here. Let's exit from this RMAN, connect to your CDB, RMAN target sys@CDBDB. Enter the password. You can see connected to CDBDB, not a PDB. Make sure that you're connected to correct CDB, and then run everything in one shot. Run command, open bracket, close bracket. Within that open bracket and close bracket, alter tablespace user offline, restore tablespace user, recover tablespace user, and then alter tablespace users online. Run everything in one shot or one command at a time. Everything works for you, right? You can see system processed, and then it has started restoring your tablespace here, the user tablespace, and then after that started media recovery, and then it has applied all the archive and statement process, made that tablespace back online, right? So this is your tablespace level and PDB level, data file recovery and then the tablespace recovery. So now go back again, new scenario here. That is your pluggable database recovery scenario, right? You can see pluggable database PDB recovery. So RMAN target and run block, alter pluggable database PDB1, PDB2 close, and then restore pluggable database PDB1, PDB2. It's going to restore entire PDB, and then recover pluggable database PDB1 and PDB2, and then alter pluggable database open. So this is by connecting to your container database, you can restore and recover your pluggable database using this command. Or you can directly connect to your PDBs, and then you can directly connect to the sys user or the user who has a SysDB privileges, and you can do the same command here. First, we'll do one PDB restore, and later you can try to use these commands. All our commands are going to be same here. The tasks are going to be same. What I can do now, I think I have this Malik user and I already granted the privileges. I can connect to RMAN target Malik PDB1, or I can directly connect to sys PDB1. Everything works fine. So I can directly connect to PDB1 here. Right, so connected to CDB followed by PDB1, it means you are connected to PDB now. So after that, you can do shutdown database, shutdown immediate, it will directly shut down your PDB, not a CDB. It's going to only affect your PDB1 which you connected here, not the entire container database or the other PDBs. It will not be affected. So shutdown immediate. I'm going to shut down my PDB, the PDB1, the database closed, that PDB got closed, and then restore PDB. That's going to be like restored that PDB which are you connected here. You can see that's entire PDB. It's reading the latest backup information from my control file, and then it's going to restore my entire PDB. Restore finished, and then recover database. So that's not going to impact your CDB, or not going to impact any other PDB which are running or which are part of your container database, right? So recovery done of that PDB, and then do a startup. Now before that startup, you can just quickly. I'm not sure PDBs will work here. I don't think so. Let's take one more duplicate session and then quickly check the PDB status. So just wanted to show you that, it's not going to affect your other running PDBs or CDBs. Before I start up that, I wanted to show that one. Let's connect here. Right, so let's connect here. .inv. .inv here, and then CDB DB. Sorry. CDB DB. Right, so SQL plus /s is DBA. Show PDBs. Right, so you can see the PDB one, which is mounted in the sense it is shut down. Other one like up and running, no impact at all, right? So you don't need to worry, but because the connection method is RMAN target sys at that PDB1, you are connected to your CDB followed by this PDB. You are connected to PDB, whatever operation you're going to do, the shutdown, restore database, recover database, everything is at your that respective PDB, right? So and then you're going to do the startup. So the moment you do startup, your PDB will be back online. If you see here, show PDBs, right? Your PDB1 back online, right? So you can do this single PDB restore by connecting to that PDB, or you can connect to CDB and then restore multiple PDBs in one shot. Let's see that one. So I'm just going to connect RMAN target / here. All right, so connected to CDB, not a PDB. Remember, you have to verify that carefully. When you're dealing with your CDBs and PDBs, be extra cautious on that, right? Run command, you can run everything in one shot, or you can run one command at a time. So I'm just going to shut down my both PDB1 and PDB2. Close is it's going to shut down my PDB. Okay, it is connected. I switched from this one to this one here. No worries. Ultra pluggable database PDB1, PDB2, close. It will take a few minutes. Let's take one more duplicate session meantime. Right, and then connect back to your CDB .inv CDBDB, and then SQL plus slash SYSBACkup show PDBs. Right, so your PDB1 is not going down here. We can see it is just hanging because I have this session opened here. Like I'll just exit from this session. The moment I exit here, your statement processed here. Because of that, it was hanging here. Because of this one was holding that. Right, so your PDBs are went down now here. Just verify. Show PDB one more time. Right, you can see both the PDBs are down. Right, and then go back here. Restore pluggable database PDB1 and 2. Right, so it's going to restore both the PDBs. Right, it's restoring one PDBs and the other PDBs here. If you allocate multiple channels, it's going to take multiple threads. Right now it is default using one channel. So your both the PDBs are restored, and then recover both the PDBs here now. Right, so it's reading all the archaeologs and then recovering both the PDBs. Right, so both the PDBs are done. Ultra pluggable database PDB1 and 2 open. Right now you can see both the PDBs show PDBs or both are in mounted state. Mounted state means both are shut down. Now I'm going to do ultra pluggable database PDB1, PDB2 open. So both the PDBs will get open now. So processed, do show PDBs. Right, so PDB recoveries, restores are very easy once you have a valid backup, right? Right, so PDBs restore recovery done. So now we're going to talk about my root container restore and then entire container database restore. So now I'm going to do that only the root container database restore. After that, we're going to do that entire CDB restore. That CDB restore will restore all your PDBs and whatever associated to that CDB. Right now, first we'll see this root container database restore recovery. I'm going to connect to my target. It's already connected, but again, one more time, I'll connect here. Exit and reconnect back to your CDB. Make sure that it connected to your CDB here, right? You can see it's connected to CDB and DB ID associated to that. Now I'm going to do shutdown. If not, and then do startup mount. I'll just do shutdown. My entire CDB will be gone. And then I'm going to do startup mount because I have my both control files, everything is available. I'm just going to do closed database dismounted. You can always try to open your alert log and then try to tail your alert log. That's the best practice always. Whenever you are doing any activities, always try to monitor the logs. Right, so startup mount. It's going to mount your database. Database not started, it is starting now, and then it's going to mount my database by reading that control file. Instance started, it's going to read the control file and it will mount my database. Right, database mounted. Right, now you can do restore database root. It's going to do that root container, the pluggable database only. Right, so reading the backup is it's restoring it. Right, restore done, and then you're going to recover that root container database. Recovery by reading all the archaeolog, it's applying all the sequence numbers, all the archives, all the transactions. Right, recovery done, and then I'm going to do alter database open. Right now, if I connect back here and if I do select name, comma, open underscore mode from $, database. So it will be in mounted mode, right? You can see it's mounted mode. Now I'm going to do alter database open. The database will get open now, right? So if I go back here, my database will be back online now here, right? So now if I do show PDBs, so all the PDBs will be mounted. I can open my all the PDBs. Alter pluggable database all open. So again, do one more time, show PDBs. All PDBs should be online, right? Everything is online now. All right, so that's your root container database recovery. And now I'm going to do entire recovery of my CDB. So that's going to restore your all the PDBs, all the CDBs, all the root container, all the root database, everything inside that. Again, it's going to be like same thing, same process. Connect your container database. Once you connect, you're going to do shutdown. If not done already, if not done, you can shut it down or shut down about whatever it is, and then do startup mount. So I'm not going to do that restore recovery of my P file or SP file or the control file, because this is purely what I'm talking about is my database level restore and recovery, assuming that your P file, SP file, password file, control file, everything is are intact, everything is are still available. Right, so shutdown immediate, close, dismounted. I'm going to do a shutdown startup mount, because assuming that my P file, SP file, password file, control file, everything is intact. So I'm just going to do startup mount. Database is not mounted. It's going to start my instance and mount my database. Okay, instance started here. It's going to read my control file and it's going to mount my database. That's container database, CDB database. Right, database mounted. Right, and then do entire database restore. So that entire container database restore will also restore your pluggable database. You can see it is restoring all the data files of my CDB, and also it started restoring all my data file of my CDB PDBs, associated PDBs for that CDB. All the PDB1, PDB2, everything will be restored here. Right, so restore completed, and then do a recover database. Right, so applying all the archlogs, and then alter database open. Remember, for all the cases, I'm just using alter database open because I'm not going to restore my control file. If you restore your control file, then all the sequence information will be lost and you are going to start the sequence from the scratch. You have to open your database with reset logs. Since you are not restoring your control files, I'm just going to open my database. Just alter database open command will work here. Right, so system processed. If I do show PDBs, or else I can do database name here. I try to log out and then connect back. Check your database read write state, and then check your PDB status. It will be mounted. You can open all the PDBs, alter pluggable database all open. Right, so show PDBs. Right, so everything is back online. Right, so that's about your root container database recovery, right? Including all your PDBs and CDBs, right? So that's about the recovery, what I wanted to cover for today. And there's a one interesting topic I wanted to cover before I wind up this session. Just glance at what all we covered. We covered my entire container database restore, including all the PDBs associated to that. And then we covered only that root container restore, the root PDB restore, using this restore database root, recovery database root. That worked fine. We covered about multiple PDBs restored by connecting to your container database. Connecting to CDB, you can restore multiple PDBs, or you can directly connect to your PDB alone, using that user who has authority to sys user, or you can connect using a sys user to directly that PDB and then restore that PDB using simple command restore database, recover database. And then another topic what we covered is the same thing goes to your PDB2 restore as well. Directly connect to the PDB2, use restore database, recovery database. It's going to connect to only that PDB and it will do a restore and recovery of that PDB only. You're not going to touch any other PDBs. We covered about the tablespace recovery of my PDB, tablespace recovery of my CDB. We covered about data file recovery of my PDB, data file recovery of my CDB. Right, so that's about the recovery of my various recovery process of my CDBs and PDBs. Now coming to one of the brilliant new feature in 12C, it started the SYSBACKUP privilege. SYSBACKUP privilege, right? Like you can create user C # DB _ backup identified by test123 and grant SYSBACKUP to that common user, whatever you're going to create it inside your container database, inside your CDB. And then you can perform a backup of recovery of that particular CDB using that privileged user. RMAN target, you're going to connect to that user to your database. Will be CDB DB as a SYSBACKUP. That's a SYSBACKUP is a new privilege, new new role came in your 12C onwards. So you can connect to your database using that one. You can do a backup database, or you can do a restore database, right? So that's a new feature which came in 12C. That is a SYSBACKUP role or the privilege, right? And then there's a one more brilliant feature came in 18C. That's your duplicate pluggable database PDB. So I have one container database here just to cover that. Like, I have one CDB and then I have one CDB. Whatever I covered is backup of this CDB. I think I have a CDB1 here, and then I have my PDB1, and then I have PDB2 here. So whatever the backup I took of my CDB, whatever backup I took of my PDB1, PDB2, I restored it back to same database within that, whatever the backup and restore, right? So restore, right? Whatever the backup and restore, whatever I covered, it's on the same server. But duplicate, can I use those PDB backups or the CDB backup to restore into other target server? That's what. Anyway, like if you have a CDB level backup, you can restore it around say CDB1 as a CDB2. But if you have a PDB backup, can I restore that PDB backup into this particular CDB with a duplicate command? So this is came in your 12C. Whatever the PDB backup you have it, you can use it for that respective PDB restore only. You cannot use that PDB backup to restore into some other container database. That was not available till 18C. 18C onwards, you can go with the PDB database level duplication. So you have PDB1 here, you have CDB1 running here, CDB2 running here, and then you can have a backup of the PDB1 from the CDB1. You can restore that PDB1 into your CDB2 using this duplicate pluggable database PDB1 as a PDB2 to your container database, that CDB2 from active database. It supports only active database duplication. You cannot use this backup. If you have this backup, you cannot, that backup is kind of a useless. You cannot use that backup to restore or the duplicate that PDB into some other container database. You can use that backup to only to restore that particular PDB back again. But in order to clone this PDB from one CDB to other CDB, you have to use this active database duplicate. Only active database duplicate is supported starting with 18C, 19C, and you cannot use that PDB backup to restore into some other CDB. That's not supported. All right, so that's pretty much what I wanted to cover as part of this session, guys. We'll see you in our next session with one more brilliant topic. Until then, take care. Bye.